stage, Mike Zakarian.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Wearing some Sorare merch today. Even though they suspended my account, I wasn't able to log in for like a full 45 minutes today. And then I set fire to the rain. We took care of it. But it was a little nerve-wracking because I couldn't even access the site. Ghost. It would have made for a weird show. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. Had a rough Sorare weekend. I'm gonna be honest. I think I didn't get any rewards but commons for the first time like all season, pretty much.
Yeah. I was joking that they suspended me because my lineups have been dog shit. And they were like, we can't have this guy on the platform. We got a fun one today. We got a lot of injury news. We got a lot of different contests to go over. I'm gonna hit us with some housekeeping stuff before we get started. So a couple of things. Let's get this going. Let's get this going right now. Like the stream, subscribe, and then into the chat, put hashtag oversubscribe. Throw that into the chat. We're gonna do that right now. And real quick, you can see there's a link pinned, right? Did I pin that? Yeah, pinned a link into the chat. Go check out Oversubscribe. What Oversubscribe is, we are in the process of raising some capital. And instead of doing Patreon, what you can do is invest in Team Hold, baby. It's a one-time payment. This whole site right there, that link's going to take you to here. We've already raised 33%, baby. We're catching to close to 10K. So what this is going to do is help us make some more short form content, continue to grow, pay someone to make the stuff look better that I do. It also is going to help us do some in real life events like Summer League in Vegas, which is going to be sick. So if you haven't done that yet, go check that out. We did two different videos last week on it. I also wrote a little blog that you can find on my Twitter account that explains everything. So go check out Oversubscribe. And then obviously that is the like, subscribe, hashtag oversubscribe into the chat for a giveaway. And as always, guaranteed limited tier. But if we hit that 200, if we get over 200, we'll make it a rare tier. But it won't be the Tyus Jones that I just bought 10 minutes ago. It won't be that one. We got a fun one today, though. And if this is your first time tuning in, Ghost and I, we're going to go over some of the injury news. We're going to talk about how the injury news impacts some of these squads, and then we'll take a look at some projections, some lower tier plays, some high end plays, and then we will do Q&As. We'll do Q&As, talk about our lineups, all that fun stuff. So as always, appreciate you guys being here. Ghost, as we start to dive in, what are we looking at here? How are we feeling? What's like the vibe? What's our vibe check right now?
Man, well, it feels like the entire league is questionable for tonight. So that's going to throw a wrench into things, but open up a lot of value. And we know the Jaw situation. You mentioned your Tyus Jones buy. I think that's a super sharp buy. We don't know when he's coming back. Like, who knows what's going on there? And Tyus Jones just crushes it every time he seems to start for Jaw. So love that buy from you.
Yeah, well, actually, let me explain this too, just for a second. I realized I just dropped this suspended and then didn't say anything about it. It's from giving gifts away, from giving stuff away. So I think they saw that I was buying a lot of stuff and giving away a bunch of stuff. And they were like, what's going on here? Multi-accounting, but I'm not. I'm just giving it to you all. So the Tyus Jones math that I did here, I was trying to do the calculus because, like, listen, Tyus Jones, we're at the top of Tyus right now, right? Like, I don't see the prices going a lot higher on Tyus Jones. However, if I think Tyus Jones is going to be, if I think Jaw's going to miss like more than a couple games, if that means he's going to be out for a few game weeks, then it's like, okay, Tyus is going to be a great play for like multiple game weeks. Plus, the Grizzlies are still going to make the playoffs. Tyus ends up being like a fun playoff play. And I'll show you real quick too. I know we don't usually look at lineups right away, but my rare contender lineup here was what I was doing. I'll share it now. So I've got Jalen Williams, Tyus Jones, RJ Hampton, Xavier Tillman, and Keegan Murray. And in the Tyus Jones spot, I had another 15. It was Watford. I had Watford from the Blazers, and I was like, that's fine. But if I was like, okay, if I think in my mind, I have to win a reward in the next 2 weeks, and then I have to win a rare in these next 2 game weeks to like justify this buy in my mind. But then I'll also be able to use him for a handful of game weeks, especially if Jaw's like not back for the playoffs, or even if he's just out more than 2 games, it ends up being a sharper buy, I think.
Well, I think having Tillman right there too is another talking point there with Brandon Clark, unfortunately tearing his Achilles over the weekend.
I know.
That's a brutal blow for the Grizzlies, but that's some front court minutes opening up there as long as Steven Adams is still out. So Tillman's a sharp play as well.
Tillman's been playing great too. I picked him up a while ago. He's been playing well with his minute fantasy wise. I don't know how he's like impacting winning right now, but he's putting up rebounds. My dog, I don't know if you can hear this. My dog is dreaming right now, and it just sounds like he's having a hiccup fit. He last night at like 5 a.m, or this morning at 5 a.m, same thing was happening, and then went full growl bark in his sleep. He's like, "Grr," and I was like, scared the shit out of us. But anyways, enough about that. Enough about my lineups. I think the Grizzlies situation is like a good jumping off point though, because we do have a couple of these spots as I go over to Underdog's NBA news and injury. Also sign up for underdogfantasy.com using promo code HOLD, 100% deposit bonus match. They just opened up the playoff contest, which is sick. But like we got Donovan Mitchell's questionable. Tatum is out for the Celtics tonight, which says knee, more like you played a million minutes the other night. Maybe we just chill out a little bit. Fox is questionable, but I believe he was at shoot around this morning. Hallie's questionable. Valanciunas is questionable. Simons is out. Turner's questionable. Harris is questionable. Wiseman is questionable. Brogdon's not on the injury report, so he should be back. Killian Hayes is out, and Big Al Horford is out. But let's start with Memphis. So with no Ja, with no Brandon Clark, I know Jeb's in the chat. Jeb's actually, I think he's invested millions of dollars in Roddy. But like, where are you with your Memphis love here? I see Santi Aldama being shut in the chat. How are you like attacking Memphis outside of Tyus Jones, who we're all just going to say Tyus Jones is really good?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a ton changes outside of we mentioned Tyus. I love Xavier Tillman. I had David Roddy listed on my primer as well. Had John Conchar as well. I think that's a little interesting. Santi Aldama, guys like that, like those guys are probably all going to be in play. A couple of them had like a bit higher caps than others. So I was like looking for those cheap cap guys, and I felt like Roddy at 6 was probably the best value there of the bunch.
Yeah, it's nice when he's at 6. I like Santi Aldama. I like Conchar too. That's it. Like Grizzlies just have like a lot of guys that are fine, like a lot of guys that are like pretty solid. Yeah, like Kennard too. Kennard's another one. Like, man, I feel like I haven't seen a ton out of Kennard lately, but I do. I mean, he's going to get a little bit more run. I mean, I guess the one person we haven't talked about that is a great play, but it's not like the one that unlocks everything. Desmond Bane should have like free reign of the offense here, right? Like we saw him get 30 points, I think, last night. I feel like how are we feeling about Bane?
I love Bane as a player. His 40 cap doesn't leave a lot of room for like he's not someone you're going to be squeezing in, like you said. So I think he's a great play, like in terms of one of those bigger cap guys. But I don't know how much value is there at 40 for him to like really run.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, and Jaren Jackson Jr. I like Triple J as well. I know Luke Kennard went off last night. I just like in general, I like Kennard has to go 5 for 5 from 3 for that to work, right? Like Kennard's not going to give you 18-4 or 18-7-7. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he will. I don't know. Just don't do whatever you want.
And Kennard's at a 10 cap too, which is nice. So I feel like he's
nice.
alongside Roddy there is like some low cap guys that are going to get minutes.
Yeah, do you want to talk Detroit a little bit too? So Detroit announced what was it? Killian Hayes is out. Wiseman is questionable. Who else is out from Detroit? I feel like the entire roster is sitting tonight.
Rodney Magruder's out. Jalen Duren's still out. Someone else, Isaiah Stewart is still out. I think Jaden Ives should still be in. I don't know. They're missing pretty much everyone. Wiseman is probably the big one that I'm watching, like whether he's going to be ruled in. He's currently questionable. I was like hammering Bagley because I think he's just a huge play, even if Wiseman probably plays. But if Wiseman's out, then Bagley to the moon.
Bagley's been awesome stat wise the last couple of games. He's been like a lot of like 20 and 13s or whatever. All right, I know we just kind of set the table a little bit with some Memphis and Detroit talk. They had the most injury news. Why don't we dive into some of these projections? By the way, check out the link in the show notes for Momentum Labs projections. We'll be using that. It's behind a paywall. However, you'll be able to see it right here and right now. Josh Ness. I'm going to go first this time. All right. I'm going to go first, Ghost. Normally you lead the way. I will talk some RJ Hampton. I have RJ in my squads. I don't know how good RJ is at basketball to make your team better than ever. However, I'm playing RJ tonight. I like him. He's going to cap a 5. We just listed all of those Detroit guys that are out. I know Jaden Ivey's back, but I kind of like RJ with Killian Hayes out. How are you feeling? Any Hampton love?
Yeah, I like RJ. I don't have like a strong lean on him, but at that cap, like you can't really knock him too much. Like he's a low risk, high reward there.
he just makes some other things work. So RJ's my favorite play. I know we already talked about David Roddy. Andre Iguodala, who I said this, I feel like no one gives a shit about this joke, but I don't care. On Sunday, he had some real Mo Spates energy. That's all I'll say, which is like a joke for maybe 9 people, but he just kind of looked like Maurice Spates running around out there to get some old man vibes. Not even that Spates wasn't even old when he was on the Warriors, but that's what it looked like to me. Who are some of your other guys?
Looks like to
Go
me.
ahead.
Kevon
Say that
Looney
again?
looks like that old man energy. He's got the big knee pads. Like that's like the YMCA dude that's showing up like 50 years old.
Yeah, maybe it's just Iggy put on a little bit. He's just got like he's in his late 30s. You know what I'm saying? All right, who else do we like down here? Anybody else? I know we talked about Roddy. We talked about who do we got there? What's that?
This is an Andre Iguodala piggy bank, but
Wow,
they really blew him up there. So it's perfect that you just mentioned that.
that is great. That is great. Thank you, Jeff. Who else down? Let's say like 15, 18 and under. Anybody like I see Nikhil Alexander Walker popping, Yang's popping a little bit. Who are we liking down there?
So Alexander Walker was one I was going to mention. He's been getting some nice run. Definitely more interested in him since he moved over to Minnesota. It seems like he's gotten more of a role there.
Yeah.
And then we talked about Detroit. I think Isaiah Livers now with all these guys out is really interesting in 11.
Yeah, I was going to mention Livers too. That I was kind of hoping what's his name Ivy was going to be out as well. But I agree. I like Livers. Livers hasn't been getting a lot of shots up, but he's been out there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like if he can get some shots up, that does feel like a good. Oh my God, Joseph's Buddy is Buddy Boeheim in play today? Did I miss something about Buddy Boeheim? Is he just on the Pistons roster?
He got a couple minutes the other day. I think he's a zero cap, so he's got the what was the guy last week that did that? That Johnny Juzang. So we got a Buddy Boeheim at 0.
Dude, let it rip, buddy to the moon. Luke Kennard, we talked about. Shout out Zach Lowe, the Dean Wade law firm. Here's another one, Blake Griffin, baby. I can't remember if I have Blake in one of my lineups here. I think I have my lineups just right here. Did I get? Yeah, I got Blake in my champion, although I don't really love my champion with Jamal Murray, Fred VanVleet, Laurie, Blake, and Gafford. This feels like very, nobody great, but a bunch of good players. I kind of like Blake. I saw a lot of like Luke Cornett action. Sammy Hauser action, which I understand because there's no Tatum too. But Blake has consistently been like they use him once every 3 weeks. One of these, like Robert Williams will miss a game, Al Horford will miss a game, Blake will come out and he'll just put up 10, 10, and 6. So I really like Blake tonight. I feel like people won't play him because he's old. Because he's old.
I was curious to hear your Celtics reactions to the guys that are out because I know a lot of people are hammering Mike Muscala. I think Blake is like very much in play. Like who do you think is going to play with like even Grant Williams played like 44 minutes last night. So I like wonder how much they're going to really play them tonight.
Shout out Grant Williams for playing 44 minutes and did nothing. Nothing defensively, nothing offensively. I'm still so tilted about that game. Blake is my favorite play out of all of those guys, which I don't know, maybe that'll age poorly, but I just time and time again, like Muscala, I like Mike Muscala. He's going to shoot 6 to 8 threes, and if they go in, Muscala is a great play. But similar to, he's just not going to do a lot of the other stuff. So Blake Griffin is going to rebound. He's a good interior passer. Like I like Blake. I like Blake a little bit more. So that I don't know. That's my take on Blake. Blake's my favorite out of all of those. I'd probably rank him Blake Muscala, and then Cornett. But whatever. I don't know. Anybody else down here sub 20? Anybody? I saw Jalen Smith up here again, which I refuse to play after how Carlisle did me dirty this year.
I think at 15, Jordan Nwora is pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. He's been carving out a really nice role for the Pacers. He's gotten 20 minutes in 4 straight games, and he's gone over 20 sober points in each of those. So yeah, nice little value play there.
He's been great. Jordan Nwora has been great. We should just give Corey Joseph a drive-by just because of the Detroit situation. Tyus Jones and James Wiseman, again, we both have talked at length about these guys. We like them. We liked both of them. Let's go up here. I see let's talk about Portland a little bit as some of these caps start to rise. And listen, should I be taking an L on Matisse Thybulle? Sure. But if are you going to rely on, this is actually how I countered it. All right. He's been getting there because he gets 4 or 5 steals a game, right? He's been garbage besides that. So what I did tonight on Underdog was I bet the over on Matisse Thybulle steals 1.5, over 1.5. So
there you go.
That way I'll at least be right one way or another. But how are you feeling on the Portland situation? We have no Simons, and a lot of those value guys are great.
Yeah, I had Cam Radish and Matisse Thybulle both on my primer as value plays. I still think that their cap is really attractive. Cam's at 16, Thybulle's at 20, which is still pretty low. They're
Yeah.
also playing Detroit, I believe, which could be an absolute blowout. So they'll probably play some guys like Cam Reddish, more minutes, just get the young guys out there, like rest Dame, do whatever.
That was very brave of you to think this Portland Trailblazers team could blow out anyone.
Detroit's like picking guys off the street to play. Like who's playing for that team?
That's true.
Buddy Boheim, that's who.
Buddy, get Buddy some minutes. Borland was saying with Detroit having 3 games, I wonder if Hayes could still be back for the other 2. Yeah, I'm doing that in some of my common lineups, not in the lineups that are for dollars. I see a lot of questions coming in too. Save those questions. We're gonna pivot to questions in probably like 5 to 10 minutes. So we're still ramping up here with a couple more takes. While we're pivoting though, go ahead, like the stream, subscribe, #oversubscribe. We're at 120 right now. If we get to 200 live viewers, we'll give away a rare tier card. But right now, you're guaranteed to give away, or we're guaranteed to give away a limited tier card. So like the stream, subscribe, #oversubscribe in the chat. Check out the link that's pinned as well. Let's get to mid-range. What are some of our favorite mid-range here? Let's say 20 and up.
20 and up. Well, right before 20, I think TJ McConnell's a little interesting at 19. He's been getting some more run, and I'm honestly shocked that Tyrese Halliburton's playing tonight, because against the Bulls the other day, he looked like he actually like seriously injured himself, and then he hit a game winner and is still playing. So, but he's been getting some more minutes.
And we've seen McConnell go on that run where he like ran his cap up to like 40 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Hamidou Diallo right there at 19 is interesting as well with all the Pistons injuries.
Yep. Yeah, those are great. I saw Austin Reeves has been playing really well for the Lakers. I mean, I don't know if it's a good play, but just something that I've been noticing recently. Willie Hernan Gomez, if somehow Jonas Valanciunas gets ruled out, would get a little bit of a bump. I don't really love this range too much until we get here. Tari Eason has been playing out of his freaking mind. He's been awesome. We've already talked about Marvin Bagley and then Xavier Tillman as well. But Tari Eason, just want to shout him out. His minutes seem pretty secure. Like we're going to talk about, or people have asked some questions about Alfred Şengün. Like Şengün has not been super steady with his minutes, but he's still been productive in like the 25 to 30 he gets. However, Tari Eason has been awesome off the bench, so I like him quite a bit.
Do you have a take on what you're doing with OG? He's so low cap still, and I always see him there, and I'm like, man, that feels so low for him. But I just don't really know if he's worth playing right now.
Yeah, I'm not touching anybody on Toronto except for Fred and Siakam and Pirtle, and then maybe Gary Trent Jr. if you just need like a flyer. But I don't think I'm doing anything with OG. Scotty's fine too, but like I feel like we've only seen ceilings from those 3 guys that I just mentioned. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I like Poto still, but I've had a hard time trusting OG and Scotty and them. It's just been, you don't know which one's going to go off on any given day.
Yeah, it's been pretty tough. It has been pretty tough. All right, let's see. Anybody else that we need? Like Kelly Oubre has been taking a million shots. We saw him go ham.
I love Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly's the perfect dude to be on that tanking Hornets team that has no talent left. Just let him chuck. He loves to get stats. Just rack him up.
Just let him cook.
You got
Jeremy
Quickly at 27 as well.
Yeah, I mean, Quickly's been freaking. So Brunson is questionable, I think, tomorrow, right? I don't think we have a ruling on Brunson. I mean, if Brunson's out, I love Quickly. I mean, he's probably not going to do 38, 8, and 7 again, but I love Quickly if Brunson's out. And Quickly's like still, his minutes have been pretty secure with Brunson. So I think he's like a fine play if he's in. He's a great play if he's out.
Do you think that type of performance will like thrust him into a bigger role than he already had, or like solidify his thing? Like that was a hell of a performance there.
Yeah, it was so good. But I mean, like, I think he's still going to play Quentin Grimes like 25 to 27 minutes, right? And Josh Hart's still going to play like 30 plus minutes. So I like, if anything, that means RJ loses some minutes, maybe.
Mike, you know, when Tibbs plays a player 50 minutes, they get 50 minutes every game. Like that's a thing.
That is a thing.
He's the new Luol Deng, maybe.
Yeah. Let's jump here. Let's go. Let's say 35 to. Let's just go to MVP and then we'll fire into questions to see if there's anybody we miss. Obviously, like Devin Booker, still a really good play. Mikal Bridges has been amazing. He's still a really good play. But who's our favorite MVP? And I guess Jaylen Brown we should shout out, right? If he's playing with no Tatum, he's probably in a great spot. I also did see Malcolm Brogdon is not going to have a minutes restriction. So he's good to go. But who are your favorites up top this game week?
I'm probably going Dame or Jokic this week, or possibly Embiid. I think the top three are where they should be. It's unfortunate that SGA is going to have that minutes restriction. It kind of sounds like he's going to be tough to trust for the rest of the season.
Yeah, but how many minutes did he play last night after that? I think I can look it up right now because I was like, what the hell? I was so mad because I had so much exposure to him and underdog, and then he went for like 38 points, and it didn't seem like his. Here we go. He played. SGA played. Oh my God! Sorry, I'm looking at Utah.
He played 36. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean, if 36 is how you're limiting minutes,
I think
don't know.
The bigger concerns like the back to backs. Like knowing that he's only going to probably play one of two games like each game week is tough to trust when you have superstars that are playing both.
That's totally fair. Yeah, if you're like picking MVP, we go ahead and use that as the tiebreaker. I agree. Yeah, I kind of like Dame. I'm going to go the other way where I think this Portland game stays like weirdly close and they score 1 billion points. So Dame is kind of fun if that stays close. Yeah, Dame, Jokic, Embiid, Luka, obviously all fantastic plays. I'm going to keep pumping AD, man. AD's cap of 49. Like, he's been awesome.
Yeah.
AD's been so freaking good. I mean, I know he could get hurt any day now, but been great.
My only concern is the one game from AD this week. He's one of the few teams that only has one when some other guys have 3 and most players have 2. So,
yep, totally. And then what do we got? Giannis has 2. Giannis is always fine.
You got to appreciate Giannis stat padding for the Sorare boys with that extra rebound there.
Well, and you know what's kind of bullshit, right? Is you got the point for so rare, but then they took that rebound away today. They didn't give it to him. Shout out Trey Kirby from No Dunks. He called it. To him. All right, let's fire up some questions into the chat as we fire for questions as always, because there's a lot of you here. If you super chat, you're guaranteed to get the question asked, but I'll still get to them anyways. Like the stream, subscribe, #oversubscribe. One more time. And did anybody invest in Team Hold since the show started? You got to invest in Team Hold. But yeah, fire in your questions. We will bounce back and forth. Oh, I have one other announcement. Hell yeah. Totally forgot about this. I put it in the Discord, but the Team Hold Mega League. We're up to 349. So here's the thing. And before people complain, this wasn't my choice. We're doing this with So Rare, so just relax. For game week 39, in limited contender, first place is getting a $150 gift card to the NBA store. So you can use that for merch. You can use that for whatever you want in the NBA. So $150. Shout out So Rare for making that happen. First place gets a $150. I'm going to throw in some limiteds for second and third as well. JD Crossover. Well, so shout out JD Crossover for being up in here. Said, happy to get my first reward. How's Mark Williams looking at 29? Well, first and foremost, Mark Williams, friend of the pod. He's not really a friend of the pod. We love Mark Williams. He has his cap's getting up there now, but he's still going to project pretty well. How are you feeling about Mark Williams?
The sun is always shining in Mark Williams land over here. So still very, very bullish on Mark Williams, especially under 30. Like, let's see what his last couple have been. He had 29. Yeah, he's getting right to where his averages kind of are, but he's always a threat to put up that like 50-pointer, you know?
Right, we've seen it happen. Cab asked how he joined the league. Cab, just scroll up. I shared. You should be able to see this link right in there. That link should be there. So jump in there. Join. All right, what else you got? A-Bots in the chat says Randall and Reddish or Oubre and Jared Allen / All right, hold on. Oubre with one of the 3. Wait, what is happening? All right, Oubre. Okay, so Randall and Reddish or Oubre and Allen, Oubre and DeJounte, Oubre and Rozier.
I'm taking the left.
Yeah, I think I'm taking the left too.
Julius Randle is the man. He's just absolutely crushing it.
Yeah, and Reddish is projecting pretty well too. I mean, Allen and Rozier is interesting to me, but I'm sorry, Oubre and
Allen.
Yeah, Oubre and Allen is interesting to me, but I think I'd rank them Randall and Reddish, then Oubre and Allen, and then I don't know what else you did. Also, A-Bots, that was wild. That was wild for you to put that many choices in there and that. Like, one or the other. You could, like, that was a lot. All right, AJB says Corey Joseph, Diallo, Hauser, Muscala. Rank them.
Ooh. Well, Corey Joseph is interesting with Hayes out. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to go Diallo ahead of him, though. I'd probably go Diallo, Muscala, Joseph, Hauser.
Yeah, I think I would go the exact same way. I'd go the exact same way. Metu and Reddish or Bruce Brown and Justin Holiday. Ooh, that's tough, man. I think it's the first one, right?
Looking up Chimezie Metu's stats here. He's not playing a ton, but I don't think Justin Holiday is either. So those
No,
guys are kind of a wash.
Yeah, we thought Holiday was going to play and then he didn't. I think it's the first one. I think it's Metu and Reddish.
Yeah, I think I'd go Reddish over Brown, and the other two kind of just cancel each other out.
Yeah. Is Jang playing? I don't think. Oops. Oh, they do have him projecting for a little bit. That's good. I like him more in like 2 game weeks, to be honest, below the Henry. Whatever. If it's a last piece, like you're looking at 11, I'd rather get up to Blake Griffin. But if that's who you have, I think that's fine. Let's see what we got. Do you prefer Barnes, Scotty? Scott. I'm assuming this is Scotty and Jackson Hayes, or is Lamar Stevens playing a lot like regularly here? No. Okay.
I saw him popping as one of the value plays on a DFS site. So maybe he is projecting to play, but I haven't seen anything about him.
Interesting. Econo says, which pair of these, Michael Porter Jr. and DFS or Dante DiVincenzo and Tillman? So it's a little bit tricky. I mean, the good news is DiVincenzo looks like he's still going to start for the Warriors, what we saw against the Lakers anyways. Michael Porter Jr. was downgraded to questionable with an illness. And anytime someone gets downgraded midday, that's usually not great, Bob. However, they do have 2 games, and so maybe they play the second game. But for safety, maybe it's DiVincenzo and Tillman. But I really like Michael Porter Jr. And if MPJ is going to play, that's what I want. This one for you, Ghost. RJ Hampton and DeJounte Murray or Conchar and DeMar. Right?
I think I lean to the right, and I don't love that. I don't love it. I'm not as big on Hampton as you are, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, Hampton, I feel like Hampton's going to get minutes, but yeah, you're right. They still have a ton of guards. Like they still have Ivy and Joseph and Livers isn't really a guard, but they have those guys. Marco is saying Tobias. I'm assuming this is Tobias Harris or Maxey.
I think Tobias is injured, isn't he?
Yeah, he's questionable, so they don't know. They don't know what's happening there. I'd roll with Maxey and just not even mess around.
I'd play it safe there.
Ooh, this is a fun one. Amon says Hallie and Donovan Mitchell. So we know Hallie's a little dinged up, but still. And then you got Triple J and Harden. Where are you going?
And Harden's been absolutely balling lately. I think Donovan, they said, might sit one of these 2 games, which impacts it a little bit. And I wouldn't be surprised if they sit Hallie, honestly, for one of those 2 games. I think I would lean Harden and JJJ there.
Yeah, I think I would too. JJJ's been putting up a little bit more offensive too. Oh man, I'm dude, 25. Actually, I don't know what currency that is. But it seems like you just donated a lot. But we had already asked it even before you sent it, but I appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much for that, man. Yeah, but I agree with you, especially with Donovan questionable tonight. Triple J put up like 24 and 7 or something like that in the most recent game. I like that. I see We the People in the chat. What up, We the People? Any opinions on Rodney Magruder? Yes, he's out tonight. So that's a good one.
I was hoping he was going to play too, because I thought he was going to be a good value play.
I did too. I thought he was going to be. We got Jared Welch in the chat saying AD or Trae Young. Wow. I got Trae Young in the very last pick of a playoff draft today, which I kind of thought was fun. So Trae Young has 2 games with a cap of 48 and projection of 40. AD, I think, has a cap of 49, projection of 55. So basically, Trae with 2 or AD with 1. What you got?
The rare chance, or the rare time where I'm going to say I'm going to take the guy with 1 game. I think I'm going to take AD there.
I think I would too. Killian Hayes. Is it Killian Hayes or Caleb Martin? No, is that Jackson Hayes? What's Caleb Martin's cap? That'll help. Caleb Martin is a cap. Oh, no, that's probably Killian Hayes. It's Caleb Martin because Killian's not playing tonight.
But he's got 3 games. Do you book him on 2?
Yeah, I think. But look at how close that projection is too. I don't know. You would take Killian?
Might. Let me see what Caleb's been up to. He's gotten 23, 21, then a bunch of 10s. Yeah, I might go with Killian for the upside there.
Wow. Dissension amongst the ranks. Norm says we got Buddy Hield with 2 or DeRozan with 1. Can you believe that's where we are right now, where we're saying Buddy or DeRozan? Oh, my God. Are you taking Buddy here?
I'm taking DeRozan, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take DeRozan too. We got Sean Day, Xavier Tillman, or Vando. Vando. I haven't seen. All right, he's got a cap of 22 and a projection of 26. I feel is that what Tillman is as well? Is he? Or it's wow, Tillman's projecting really well. It's Tillman here, right?
I'm taking Tillman.
Yeah, Till Dog millionaire. All right, Sorare should make a trade proposal. All right, Kid Nick, I'll let him know. What's your thoughts on CJ against the Kings? So CJ bounced back a little bit in his most recent game, I think, after performed pretty poorly. So they got 2 games, cap 34 and a projection of 38. I mean, I'm fine with it, but man, they've been tough to watch.
Yeah, his cap has gone down a little bit. He's now at 34, and then he's had 2 straight games of 40 points. So I'm kind of back in on CJ a little bit, especially with all the injuries they have.
Yeah, let it ride. Especially because, and this leads into the next question with no Valanciunas is questionable. Sunshine 49er. Listen, even on limited minutes, I would take Şengün knowing Valanciunas was going to play because Jonas Valanciunas just hasn't been playing normal minutes for like 3 months now. It's been really frustrating to watch. I know Şengün hasn't either, but I know Şengün's going to play like 25 minutes. Are you taking? Where are you going, Şengün? If Valanciunas is playing, where are you
I'm
going?
Şengün regardless.
Yeah. Suggs or Jalen Williams, which is the big one, right? So we got Jalen Suggs has a cap of 20 and a projection of 24. Also, shout out Jalen Williams, whose cap is now gotten up there. He's been playing really well. And that's not even the best Jalen Williams on the team. Cap of 20, projection of 21. Who are you taking between those two?
I'm going Jalen Suggs.
Yeah.
The other Jalen Williams, he bounces back between like a 5 and like a 20, but just too much variance.
Yeah, and SGA is back. I mean, so that's a bunch of shots. Chicken Frog says Bane, Brown, Booker, or Bam. This feels like I feel like Dwight Schrute read that. Beat Battlestar. All right. Booker's the best play there.
Right? He's only got 1 game though.
I don't care. I think I'm still taking Booker. I'd go Booker, Bane, Bam. Oh, wait, is that Jaylen Brown?
Yeah, Jaylen Brown. That's what I was going to say, number 1.
No, it's Jaylen Brown. Well, yeah, that's Jaylen Brown.
With no Tatum tonight.
Yeah, even though he's got a face fracture. Yeah, I'd go Jaylen Brown, then Booker, then Bane, then Bam. Bam's too inconsistent for me. He just has too many duds in him. All right, last spot of my limited says Travis, Garland, or Terry, both with their star counterpart. Oh, you mean both with their star counterpart being out? Like, because maybe Donovan's out?
Yeah, it seems like people are thinking that Donovan's going to be out tonight.
I would take Garland.
I would take Garland also, especially every time that Mitchell is out. I feel like Garland just goes crazy. So
yeah, I like that. Santi Eldama or Harrison Barnes. So Harrison Barnes, after I've dunked on him multiple weeks in a row, I think he bet back-to-back 20-point games up, like 20 actual point games up. I don't know. How do you feel about these two here?
I think that I would go with Harrison Barnes, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, I think I would take Santi, but I agree. It's pretty close. Fiorello, excuse me, says Roddy and Mitchell Rob or Boheim. Oh, here we go. I'm not going to answer this one. You can answer this one, Ghost. I have no idea what to do with Buddy. I didn't know he was still with like the NBA stuff.
Man, I think I would take the left just because I don't even know if Buddy's going to actually play. I mean, he played a couple minutes the other game, but I don't trust him enough.
Yeah, and Mitch Rob can get a double-double. Trey Murphy, people were asking about Trey Murphy's got a cap of 23 and a projection of 28. He's been a little bit disappointing the second half of the season. But whatever.
The DFS models love Trey Murphy tonight.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, so there you go. There you go, Alan. Trey Murphy to the moon. Poker Pro Eric wanted to let us know he's taking steroids right now. Connor says PG with 1 game or Siakam with 2 games. I'll look that up while you tell me who you like.
I like Siakam. I feel like that would probably go Siakam even if they were the same amount of games. So with the extra game there, I'd probably lean there for sure.
Can I just say I've got 5 underdog small ball teams that made it to the semifinals. 100% of them have Pascal Siakam in it.
He's a winning player.
It's incredible. Well, not a team winning player, but he is a fantasy winning player right now. That's not a shot at. I like Siakam. I just mean they've been very disappointing. Tyree Eason or Isaiah Joe. This is fun because with SGA back, Joe takes a little bit of a step back. He's got a cap of 23 and a projection of 27, and then Eason's season it's all of that is gonna. All right, Tyree. There we go. He's got a cap of 23 and a projection at 32. So the projection's really like Tari. How do you feel?
I like Tari also. I've been encouraged that he's still been putting up those great numbers even with those two guys back, Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen.
Yeah, I agree. JD saying Kyle Anderson with one game or Valanciunas. Guys, I'm nervous Valanciunas is going to play. Like he's questionable. So, and he's been bad. I think I'm just doing Kyle Anderson. How do you feel about that?
I agree.
Yeah, he's just been tough, man. Maybe I'm just too burnt on it. Will Kuzma play? I thought Kuzma was good to go, isn't he?
I haven't seen anything on why he wouldn't be playing.
It says questionable right knee soreness, but they get 2 games. I'd ride with Kuz. People are asking about Cam Reddish. Yeah, people still like Cam Reddish. If Mitchell is out, do we love Okoro? I can't. I just won't. I won't love Okoro. He's a good exercise guy. He's going to be out there. He's going to be running the treadmill. He's going to be playing a lot of defense, but I don't know. How do you feel?
I'm not as out on Okoro as you are, but I don't love him. It does sound like they just said that Underdog posted that Donovan Mitchell is going through his usual pregame warmup, so he looks like he's going to play.
There we go.
They also posted that Jonas Valanciunas is a game time decision. So
yeah. All right. Dominic says, "Hello, guys. Greetings from Vienna. Just a question. What do you think about Muscala, baby, with Horford out?" So I was saying this a little bit earlier, Dominic. Listen, I think if you have Muscala, then you can play Muscala, right? Like I don't think, but if you're like looking at the market and you're like, which Celtics big should I go get? I would rank them Blake Griffin, Muscala, and then Luke Cornett for those cheap guys. So I think Muscala is fine. I just like Blake a little bit more than him, but that's fine. There's a free La Liga pack. What's going on, Mac Attack? There's a free La. I didn't even know that. So Ali says if Tucker or Harris are out, Niang and Caleb Martin or RJ Hampton and Franz. I like RJ and Franz better, but how do you feel about this one?
I'm going for the upside with Franz there.
Yeah, I think so too. Niang or Conchar? I feel like this is going to be a Conchar for both of us. How do you feel? Yeah. All right, what else we got here? Any thoughts on Bojan Bogdanovic? Out Monday, but Detroit has 3 games. So has Bojan missed 2 games in a row?
Yeah, that worries me. And it's an Achilles injury, and he's old. I mean, what's he coming back for? So I don't think that he's going to rush back anytime soon, personally.
Okay. Now we the people saying you got to go claim your free PGA pack for Rainmaker. So you got to get your La Liga pack. You got to get your Rainmakers pack. Have you come around to the Reddish and Thibault? Listen, I've been pro Reddish this whole time. Thibault I hate deep down in my heart, but I bet his over on steals today just to make myself feel better.
George was hyped up about Bol this weekend.
Yeah, George crushed this week, by the way. Like his rarity. What did you win, George? You won like a solid thing, right? Bobby says Dinwiddie or CJ. It's tough around that 32 to 35. Let's actually look 32 to 35. We got Fultz, Dinwiddie projects okay. And then CJ, I think CJ projects better though, right? Yeah, CJ does project a little bit better. And then Rozier's got a nice projection. Who's your favorite in that 32 to 35 range?
I like Walker Kessler a lot, honestly.
Yeah,
he's crushing it.
I do too. I'm gonna call it out too. Kevin Porter Jr. was fine this weekend, and he had like 2 solid performances, nothing massive. We're gonna get a ceiling, Kev. We're gonna get a 50. How many games they get this week? We're gonna get a 50 this game week from Kevin Porter Jr. So there is my take. With Brunson questionable, DeAndre Ayton or Jamal Murray? How the fuck does that have to do with Jalen Brunson? Are you just saying because you have Jalen Brunson and you can't use Jalen Brunson? God, DeAndre Ayton is so interesting with this new squad. I kind of like Ayton for someone who I feel like he's going to be a rich man's Mitchell Robinson, where we're going to get some like 12 and 15 games, right? 12 points, 15 boards. That's going to be like what he does. And then occasionally we'll get a 20-20 out of him. But I don't know. Who do you, I'm assuming let's look at Ayton's cap.
I think I'm leaning DeJounte there, but it's pretty close on both sides.
Yeah, so Ayton's going to cap a 43 and a project. Oh, my God. Yes, I didn't realize how high his cap was. And then I bet it's Jamal Murray that he's talking about.
Oh, Jamal Murray.
Just because look at how let me look at either way, yeah, it's every Murray you can think of, and then it's DeAndre Ayton. I agree. His cap's too high.
If it's Jamal Murray, Jamal's got 3 straight games of 45 plus, so he's been absolutely on a tear right now. Love
Jamal Murray. Jaden Ivey or Scotty Barnes? How How do you feel?
How many games does Scotty Barnes have? 2?
Mm-hmm.
And Jaden Ivey has 3.
Yeah.
Probably lean Scotty here. I haven't been in love with what Jaden's been doing.
Yeah, I'm with you. Dominic. Back to Dominic's question about Muscala. Yeah, if you got Muscala in the rewards, go for it. DDR or Kuz? This is a fun one.
DeRozan only has 1 game, so I'm going to lean Kuzma there, and DeMar hasn't been doing anything super special.
Yeah, same thing. We did talk about Roddy. Pro Roddy. AJ was saying Yang with 2 games or Nah with 1 game. I think I'm going Nah just because I don't trust either of those guys, but I think I'm going Nah. Where are you going?
Yeah, I don't have a strong read on Yang there, so I think I would go Nah.
No, okay, all right. We got to play the Bull drop. I'm sorry I haven't done it yet. I was so focused on the content. You know what I'm saying? So let's get the Bull up.
Bull?
Bobo.
His first name is Bull and his last name is Bull?
No, yeah.
Legs!
Long legs.
Oh my god! I bet his legs are taller than my whole body. I'm leaving you for Bull. Like.
All right, here we go. Reddish. Also, shout out to AJ. Got a sick ass car. And then puts a super chat in. Cam Reddish, Thibault, Kyrie, or Ty. Oh, this is a 3-man. I'm sorry. So Cam Reddish, Thibault, and Kyrie, or Tyus, Giannis, and Reddish. Oh my God, it's the second one.
Yeah, that's a great 3 right there.
Oh my God, Tyus, Giannis, and Reddish. That is like if you're using Billy Jackson's optimizer, that is those 3 are in the opto, right? All right, Kelly Oubre or Kuzma. I can't believe it, but this has got to be the Oobs, right?
Yep, I'm going Oubre.
Fire up the Oobs. All right, it was Jamal Murray. Did Weisberg apologize for throwing Jalen Brunson in there? No, he hasn't yet. I'll wait for your apology offline. Booker or Aaron Gordon? This is D-Book, right? Even with 1 game?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, legally, you're not allowed to play Aaron Gordon over Booker, I don't think. Shaden Sharp or Dylan Brooks, man. I love how far Dylan Brooks has fallen. That we're like, should we play this rookie who plays 18 minutes or Dylan Brooks? I actually think this is probably Brooks, though.
Is he still suspended a game, or is he good for both now? Did he just sit that one game?
He just missed 1. It was just 1
Okay.
for how many technicals he's had.
All right, with all the stuff going on in Memphis, I would go Dylan just for the extra minutes there.
Yeah, definitely. We got Olynyk quickly or Bogdanovich. Wow. This one's tough. I feel like it's quickly. I don't know. What are you doing?
I'm going quickly there.
Yeah, I think it's quickly, especially if Brunson ends up being out.
I'd probably rank that quickly, Olynyk, then Bogdan.
Yeah, I think so too. Denny or Isaiah Joe? Sorry if you already talked about Joe. That's SGA back. So Joe's still projecting pretty well. They are actually kind of the same play now because they're both like reserves almost. Like they both have the same role. So Denny has a cap. Oh, whoops, sorry. Denny has a cap of what happened? Sorry, guys. Denny has a cap of 24 with a projection of 25, and then Joe has a cap of 23 and a projection of 27. Do you like Isaiah Joe more than Denny?
No, I think I lean Denny here.
Yeah, that one's close.
I like Isaiah Joe as a player. Just a little more worried about his situation, I think, than I am about Denny's.
Yeah. We got Tillman or Trey Murphy. That's fun. They're both projecting like hell. I think Tillman projects better in these spreadsheets, but I feel like this is pretty close. Who would you take?
I am going with Tillman there. I think he's got a little bit more upside. I feel like we know what we're getting with Murphy. Like maybe he's getting that 30 game, but nothing more than that. I feel like he just hovers in that 20 range.
Yeah, I think so too. This is too soon, Shindro. Too soon. Courtside says Scotty or Marcus Smart. We haven't really talked about Marcus Smart. We talked about every other Celtic but Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart's a great play. I like him quite a bit.
Do you think that? Do you see Derek White like getting more minutes tonight? I feel like he was like the odd man out of the rotation a little bit last night.
Yeah, they've been so freaking weird with Derek White minutes. I don't understand it. Derek White's like carried this team for large stretches this season, and then they're like, you know what? What if Grant Williams is out there instead? It's been very frustrating.
I think it was Bill Simmons that tweeted and said that Derek White's like their best like per minute like option or something, and that he's not playing in crunch time.
I think he said today on the podcast they're in Derek White's in 8 of their best 13 lineups that they've had this season. Like, I don't get it. Harrison Barnes and DeLon Wright. Shout out DeLon Wright. We talked about him last week, and then he I mentioned this morning in the show 6 steals in one game. He had like a 12-7-7 or 12-7-6 or something like that. So he had a solid game. Where do you land there?
I'm going DeLon for sure.
Yeah, DeLon can get there a bunch of different ways. What else? Jayshawn Derulo Tate or Dwight Powell? Jayshawn Tate. This sucks, TJ. This is a tough because I was just about to say, oh, it's definitely the other one with all these guys back, but I don't know. Where do you land here?
Find someone else. But if you have to pick one, I'd probably pick Jayshawn.
Yeah, I think I would too. Lewis, yeah, we did. I love Blake. In tonight's game. I just feel like every time this happens, Blake's the one that pops. And I like that he has more outs, right? Maybe he goes 4 for 7 from 3 with his like weird ass jumper, or maybe he gets you like 10 boards and 6 assists. Like there's definitely different ways he can get there. So I like him a little bit more. AJ Lee says Ant-Man, Jay Grant, and Nah, or Hallie, Burks, and Bull. This could be the first one, right?
Yeah. And I'm not as in love with Bull. I love Bull as a human being and as a basketball player, but his minutes just really scare me. I mean, he's been barely cracking 10 minutes a game there. So, like, he has to have everything go right to get those points.
I agree. Also, hey, real quick, we got like 10 minutes left or so. If you haven't liked the stream or subscribe, also join. How many members do we have in this league now? Did we not get any new members after I shared that link in the private league where we're giving away 150 free freaking dollars? Oh no, we did. I'm going to share that link one more time. Get in there. Also for the giveaway, like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag oversubscribe in the chat. And then also check out the pinned link so you can invest. Did we get any investments since we've started? Holy shit. Make sure you get in there and, well, you don't have to make sure, but if that's something you're into, go check it out because it helps us make our content sexier. Ghost, real quick, why not plug? We're still going to do more questions. I can already feel the chat freaking out, but plug a little bit the newsletter you've been writing for Lucky Trader and what you got going on over there. I'm going to drop a link to the blog itself, but want you to give you an opportunity to chat about it a little bit.
Yeah, thank you. So I write a Sorare primer every game week, so Monday, Friday, covering all the same stuff that we talk about here, breaking down the full slate. So subscribe there with that link if you want that in your inbox. Otherwise, if you're into the broader NFT space, I write about NFTs for Lucky Trader pretty much every day, and then we have a Twitter Spaces every morning at 9 a.m. Central Time.
Hell yeah.
30 minutes there. So catch me over there if you want to learn more about the broader NFT space.
I don't think I realized you did that. That's at 9 a.m. every day, or 9 a.m. Central Time. Excuse me.
10 a.m. Eastern. Yeah.
10 a.m. Eastern. Yeah. All right. So that's what we got going on over there. I just dropped the link. Go check that out. Real quick, just to plug for us, I'm going to drop the oversubscribe link because I'm going to keep doing that until we get there. If this is your first time here, we do a morning basketball show every day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. We do live before lock here, Mondays and Fridays. Ghost is with us for both of these. We have like rotating guests on Mondays and Fridays. Just today, TSC was traveling. So go check that. I think we actually get the return of Gnome this week, which is very exciting. So check that out. I'm also going to drop a link to the Discord. Come join the Team Hold Discord. It's a party. It's a party, baby. All right, let's see. And then last call, like the stream, subscribe, hashtag oversubscribe. Where is it? There it is. All right, let me see what we got in here for any more questions. Did we catch up on questions? No way. Why don't the Pistons like Diallo? He's a great scorer if he gets minutes. Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like he does always put up stats. Should be a good play this game week, though, Alan. Should be a good play this game week. And then another one. We had DeMar or Rudy. Rudy finally got his like 22 and 13 game, which we hadn't seen in a while. I don't know. If you had to pick between those two, where do you land?
I'd probably lean Rudy. I think that how many games does Rudy have? 2?
Yeah, I think so. I think
I'd go 2 games over most of DeMar's 1-game situations with how he's been playing.
Yeah, that makes sense. We have Garland. So now Garland, knowing that Donovan probably plays, or Jimmy Butler, who we haven't talked about Butler at all. And I know Bam was projecting well. Jimmy still projects pretty well, too, at 39 and a projection of 44. Where's Garland at? Garland is at 37 with a cap of 42. So yeah, it does seem like Butler's the better play. Is that where you would land?
I think it's really close. I like both of them, but I think I would lean Garland just because we've seen him put up like a 70 pointer, and so we're more frequently, I think, than Jimmy a little bit.
Yeah. Imasi says Triple J or PG 13. I know Triple J gets a boost with Ja being out, but I think I still would take the ceiling of Paul George. What about you?
I agree.
Yeah, it's close. I mean, maybe if you get like a big block game from Jaren Jackson Jr., he can like rise up the rankings for you. But JD says Jay Grant or Cam Johnson, both 2 games, one versus Pistons for Grant, one versus Rockets for Johnson. That's tough. I think I'm going Jeremy Grant there. Just because we've seen Jeremy Grant go like ham. He's got a cap of 28 and projection of 34. Cam Johnson has a cap of 29 and projection of 31. I don't know. What about you?
I lean Jeremy Grant there. I think Cam Johnson also just like broke his face or hurt his face in yesterday's game. So I wonder if
Oh,
he'll
did he really
miss any time from that. I think he came back in the game, but I don't know what was going on there. So he might miss.
Oop. Boo-boo by us. Wolves only have 1 game. So Rudy Gobert with a cap of 30 and a projection of 39. DeRozan has also 1 game, cap of 31. Yeah, it looks like Rudy projects better there.
I still take Rudy. Just fade the Bulls offense besides Zach LaVine right now.
Yeah. People are asking about Kendrick Nunn. I mean, I haven't touched Kendrick Nunn. He's got a cap of 12 and a projection of 9. I mean, I don't know. Do you have any positive Kendrick Nunn takes here?
I don't have a strong Kendrick Nunn take. I like him as a player. Let's see what he's been up to.
Yeah. Weisberg's refusing to apologize for Brunson, so that's fucked up.
Kendrick Nunn is not playing very much. 10 minutes, 7 minutes, 4 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Not playing that.
Bam has a cap of 37 and a projection of 44. So he projects pretty well. Drew, I feel like his cap's gonna be pumped up. No, cap of 40 and projection of 40. So Bam projects a little bit better. So I don't know, that's pretty close. I guess I would go Bam, even though he frustrates the hell out of me, but that's pretty close. Brody said we got Reddish and Tillman or Hayes and Wiseman. Goes with Kuz, Valanciunas, and Ty. Well, I hope Valanciunas plays. I think I'm going Reddish and Tillman here, even though I love Wiseman if he's good to go for all 3
Is that
games.
Killian Hayes?
It's got to be Killian Hayes, right?
I wasn't sure if it was Jackson.
Yeah.
I think I'd still lean Reddish and Tillman there.
Yeah, especially because it's with Valanciunas. We got Rozier and Blake or Dylan Brooks and Gary Trent. Oh, Mario, that's Rozier and Blake, right?
Yeah, not even a question.
Jub said Brunson and Brogdon or Jared Allen and CJ. That, man, if Brunson plays, I really love Brunson and Brogdon, but that's pretty close. What about you?
Yeah, I think I lean Brunson and Brogdon, but that is very close. And if Brunson doesn't play that, at least the first game, that changes things.
Yeah. I would take Rudy over Dinwiddie here too, even though I like Dinwiddie. I feel like Rudy does have that. Like if you see that 20 and 15 game, I kind of like that. Couple more questions. Embiid and Harden or Embiid and Julius Randle? Wow. I don't know. I don't know. What do you feel about this one?
I like both of them, so I don't think you could go wrong. I really like Julius Randle, but I think Harden's hot hand right now is hard to fade.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, last question here. Anthony Edwards or Darius Garland? What do we think?
I'm going Garland. I'm high on Garland this week.
High on Garland. You hope that Donovan sits. All right, here we go. Like the stream, subscribe, #oversubscribe. We didn't hit 200, so that means we are giving away a limited tier. If you win this thing, shoot me a DM, and then let's hope our accounts don't get suspended. This is, what do I got here? We got how many entrants? Remember, we're giving away $150 for this bad boy. 366 members. You love to see it. I'll drop this link one more time. And then this is real quick. This is what I landed on for my lineups. And this is the one that I'm most excited about, although I'm a little bit nervous that Michael Porter Jr. doesn't play in this first game. So I need that info to come out. But here we go. Look at this contender. Sabonis, Wiseman, Tyus Jones, Roddy, Michael Porter Jr.
That was very nice.
Right? And then champion, we already talked about this. I got Jamal Murray, Fred VanVleet, Laurie, Blake, and Gafford. And then under 23, I think is actually kind of spicy. Triple J, Kevin Porter Jr., Mark Williams, Lou Dort, Scotty Barnes.
I miss the common champion, man.
I do too.
These new common ones just aren't doing it for me.
That I've given a lot of feedback about that. I really don't like what they've done with that. I like the progression idea. I do like that. But it was a weird move to do it right there. And then this rare contender, who makes you RJ Hampton, right? RJ Hampton makes you the most nervous.
Yeah, for sure. Love Tyus, love Jalen. We talked a lot about Xavier.
Yeah.
RJ Hampton's the wild card, but you need some of those guys in a contender lineup to really get in that top tier. So
All right, we're going to spin this thing for a giveaway. Best of luck today. I'm going to share this link one more time since this is what oversubscribe is about. I know I'm jamming it down your throats, but we're really excited about the growth that we've been having here. For those that don't know, we've grown at the beginning of 2022, we're at like 3,200 subs. We're now at 8,450 or something like that right now. We've gone from, averaging like, God, I don't want to say the numbers incorrectly, but we hit 1 million views this year, and we're going to hit 4 million views by the end of this year. We're just like grown quite a bit, and this is an opportunity for us to grow a little bit. And instead of doing a Patreon where you get a t-shirt and a video, you can actually have an opportunity to get a little kickback with a one-time investment of as little of $50, get you into gated Discord. Get you to our investors meetings where we have, which will really just be a hangout, all that fun stuff. So if that is something you're into, join the Discord, shoot me a DM, check out that link that we got that I've shared a couple of times right here. We also did a bunch of content on it. So, and we can talk, baby. Hammy says, I have no doubt that they had the numbers at 0.00001%. We're competing in Comp and Champ, swing and a miss. I know. Also, shout out Hammy. I know you got ACL surgery coming up. Best of luck, my man. All right, let's spin this thing. Let's give it away. Give it away now. Where is it? Here we go. 137 entrants. If you win, I saw Jay Skeets' name just pop in there. If you win, shoot me a DM at Mike Zakarian or in the Discord. It's going to Tatrika. Tateker? I feel like I'm supposed to know what that's supposed to mean.
Tatrika?
Tatrika? Tatrika. I never know if that, like, I'm always so embarrassed when I read these things because I was like, dude, you don't know what fucking Tatrika is. Dude, goddamn it, Weisberg. All right, thanks everyone for joining. I was about to say have a great weekend, and then I remembered it's Monday. It's not Friday. What a bummer. We'll be back on Friday. We'll run this thing back. We'll see you then. We out.